Imagine you can get this brand new electric motorbike for only 500,000 Uganda shillings and take it home. Hi, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Linus and big honor to have you here. And today we're talking about electric motorbikes. In particular, we're talking about one from Spyro. Now, is it Spyro? Spiro? Depending on where you studied. Anyway, so Spyro is one of those electric bike manufacturers in that we have here in Uganda. And in particular, they have this beautiful, beautiful bike that they call the Spiro Commando. Now, like I talked about in the intro right there, this is a bike you can get for 500,000 Uganda shillings and a lot more. You can get it out of the showroom at 500,000 Uganda shillings and you take it to your home and it becomes yours. I'll be explaining a lot more about the pricing towards the end of this video, so you might want to watch towards the end of it. Now, let me just tell you a little bit more about the Spyro Commando. Now, the bike is called the Spyro Commando and it's a fully electric bike. You won't find any kind of fuel running system on this particular bike. It's 100% electric. That means the motors that are pushing it are electric and they are being run by a battery. Now, talking about the battery, of course, once we're talking about range in this particular case, as of right now, I'm told that the bike is good for a range of about 75 to 80 kilometers, but 75 being the preferred. Now, that is the stated range, but I have a feeling that those who have ridden it more gracefully and gotten wider range than the 75-kilometer range that they give. Now, in terms of also speed, you are rated to go at about 80 kilometers per hour. I think I was talking to one of those people at the Spyro booth at an event somewhere, and they're like, they limited it to 80 kilometers per hour because they want people to first get used to them before they can unlock them. Otherwise, being an electric bike, those things do have a lot of torque and they can easily shoot way beyond the 80 kilometer per hour mark. But for safety reasons, they are limited to 80 kilometers per hour. Now, talking about the weight of the bike, of course, it's good to know how heavy a bike you are riding, just in case it topples over. Particularly in case this bike is 120 kilograms. That's what the net weight of the gross weight of the bike, that is the bike itself with its batteries, and yeah, fully there standing, it weighs about 120 kilograms on the bike. Now, some interesting features I'd like to highlight on this particular bike is the braking system. I found this really, really intriguing. Now, the Spyro Commando has a braking feature in that it distributes the brake force. If you know, it has both. Okay, let's first start with the placement. Yeah, it has the normal foot pedal like on any bike, and then it has the hand pedal. Now, the hand pedal here is becomes more of like a hand brake, like an emergency brake, only used in case of emergency. And the foot brake at the bottom. Now, this is where it gets very clever. On an ordinary motorcycle, when you step the foot brake, it locks up, sends the pressure to the back wheel only. That means when you hit the brakes using the foot pedal, it would be only applying brakes to the back wheel. Now, on the Spyro Commando, the foot brake, once you step it, it applies the brake force evenly and sensibly to the front tire and the back tire. So in this particular case, you have a more smooth stop, more guaranteed use of brakes. Because if you notice, when you're riding a bike, if you hit the back brakes only and you really want to stop at an emergency situation, the back tire is going to lock and you're going to continue, moving ahead. So, but in this case, since it's applying on both the front and the back tire, you get a much better braking facility and a better braking activity. Now, this is just something of beautiful feature from the Spyro bike. I must say, I really love that. It is well thought out. Thank you so much for the engineers that came up with that idea. It's really, really beautiful. Now, let's talk about the battery. The battery is the heart of any electric bike. Without it, you don't get propelled. With it, if it is small, you're not going very far, and a lot more. Now, the battery on the Spyro here is a 6.5 kilowatt battery. Now, that 6.5 kilowatt battery is, just fitted at the bottom of the bike right there. Nice big thing with the nice logos over there. And that is what runs the entirety of the bike. It runs your motor, it runs the screen, it runs a lot more. We'll talk about the screen in a few. It runs everything. So that battery there is what runs everything. Now, the battery has two options of how you can actually get to change it, because of course, once you're riding and the battery runs out, you need to find a way of how to refill it. Now, Spyro does offer swap stations. Now, the swap station network is still growing. And last when I talked to one of the representatives from Spyro, they told me their network is growing rapidly within Kampala and outside parts of Kampala. The network is just beginning to grow in terms of the swap stations, but there are actually many of them. They have put them conveniently in different places, and they are easily available. So you have way number one of battery recharge, which is swapping the battery out. Now, when you go to swap out your battery, if it is really empty, a battery swap cost is going to be about 8,000 shillings per swap. If it's, let's say, like a 50% battery and you just want to have a full one, then I'm told they'll give a discount of about 2,000, 2,500, depending on just how full your battery is. So there you go. That is how much it will cost you to swap. The feature that I'm really excited for, that I hope they do introduce very quick, is the option of having a home charger. Now, I heard about this. It was like a rumor in the corridor that in the coming months also Spyro will be introducing a home charger for their bikes. That means if you have the bike, you can easily charge it from home, from office, from wherever you have a plug. Now, it's designed in a way that it's just a normal wall plug inlet on your wall, and that will have a converter that will convert it to DC charging, that will then plug into your bike via a port at the front of the bike. Now, the beauty of this is that particular port is available either on the bike or on the battery. So it gives you the option of charging both. You can either charge on the bike, and if, let's say, you've gone to an office somewhere, you can remove your battery and then carry it in and charge it from inside. Now, that, once implemented, will be a game changer. I really look forward to the home chargers dropping. But as of now, I think those that are running on Spyro, I think the option that is open right now is the swap station option. I am not sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I'm not very sure if the home chargers have dropped yet. Now, let's talk about swap station location. This is one of the things that becomes a problem, especially when you're driving an electric vehicle. Anxiety, will I make it to the next swap station? How do I get power? Now, swap station location, first of all, I talked about it and saying that the swap station are actually growing. They're becoming many by the day. Almost every single day they're opening one somewhere. So the bigger the network, the better. How I wish that the electric bikes would just make like a collaboration and just have uniform swap stations that, like, I just drive in no matter my brand of bike, and they just know this is for that brand, that is for that brand. I don't see why each company needs to open their own swap stations. Can't you just like merge and have your different batteries in the same spot? Just thinking. The engineers out there, you can figure that bit out. Now, I'm still talking about swap stations. How do you find a swap station? Now, number one, the bike has inbuilt GPS, which is a very smart feature. Now, the inbuilt GPS on the bike will allow you locate a swap station as you ride. Now, I'm told that as you're riding the bike, yeah, it will indicate to you, oh, there's a swap station this many kilometers from where you are. There's a swap station here. So the bike automatically locates for you and shows you where the swap stations are, which is something really beautiful and amazing. Option number two of locating a swap station is you can use the Spyro app. Now, Spyro does offer an application that helps you locate your swap stations. On there, it will have, pick up your GPS location and show you that in this particular place there's a swap station, in that place is a swap station, in case you are in a pinch, you're in a bind, and you really need to swap out that battery for one with enough juice. Now, all these are beautiful options in order to make sure that you are always running on the road and that you're not disrupted or distracted by battery anxiety, and you're always on the move. Now, let's talk about that particular screen that I've been mentioning too much about. Now, the screen on the Spiro Commando is a beautiful screen. Now, it is a 7-inch TFT screen, and it's running on a Linux-based operating system. Definitely, we who are tech geeks, we do love things that run on Linux. We know they're more secure, they're more stable, less crashing, and a lot more. So it's a TFT screen, 7-inch, running on a Linux operating system, and of course, that there will display all your information. For instance, it's your speedometer. It will display the speed you're cruising at. It will help you locate your charge station using the inbuilt GPS. So it will be telling you charge station over this way or over that way. It also has a feature of tire pressure monitoring. You don't have to keep, turning and twisting and looking, do I still have pressure in my bike, bouncing all over to see, do you have pressure in your bike? It will just indicate there on the screen whatever tire is low on pressure. And then it also offers you OBD function. Now, OBD function here is basically a fault reminder in case there's any fault with the bike. Maybe the brake pads are getting worn out, or maybe it has felt an imbalance on something. It will definitely warn you on the bike through its OBD feature. Now, the OBD feature will definitely be telling you that, you know what, there is this fault, there's that fault, just like any modern day car these days. And this is just something amazing, because imagine all this technology crammed into a bike. Yeah, you don't have to keep worrying too much. This particular screen shows you every single thing that is going on with your bike, and it's stress-free. It's just an amazing feature to have on an electric bike, and the Spiro Commando does have that in a beautiful execution. Now, some added features that you do get on the bike is you have a storage bin where the fuel tank is. That looks like a fuel tank actually isn't a fuel tank. That is a storage bin in there. You do get some USB chargers for your phone, and of course it's a beautiful nice storage bin that is padded, so you can put in your phone in there, plug it into charge, and just cover it over there, giving you storage space, additional storage space. You know, when you're riding, you need something quick access. It's just next to you at the top there. And this is something really great. Like, I'm imagining if you're a delivery driver and you have a small package, maybe you're delivering a phone or something small, or a tab that can fit in there. You know, you just have a quick place to secure it in safely so that it doesn't, you know, get exposed to the elements, which is just something really beautiful. Now, let's talk about that price. Yeah, all the way from the beginning of the video, I kept telling you that, you know what, you can use 500,000 and get the bike. Now, first of all, don't get me wrong, the bike does not cost 500,000 Uganda shillings. Come on, all this technology, all this good stuff, the screen, the what, the bike, the battery, can't be 500k. That is impossible. But when you walk to the showroom of Spyro with your 500k, you can come out with that bike. Here is how. Now, if you are a cash client and you have all your cash money on you, the Spyro bike will cost you 6 million Uganda shillings. 6 million Uganda shillings. That's if you're paying total cash and you want your bike registered and everything. It will come out, new bike, registered, ready for you to go. Now, if you're one of those people that like, you know, paying for things in a higher purchase kind of situation, or not even just like, you just like managing your money and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to put down 6 million at a go, I can put it down in reasonable installments. That's when the 500,000 option comes into play. Now, Spyro has partnered with a couple of different loan giving services, but you can definitely do this through their showroom exactly. Now, what happens is you deposit an initial deposit of 500,000 Uganda shillings for the bike. Give 2 guarantors, and the 2 guarantors, and then on top of that, you need to put in your national ID details and of course your phone number, etc. Now, once you deposit that 500,000 shillings, what happens is they give you a payment plan of either monthly or weekly. Yeah, let's break it down. If you go for a weekly payment plan, every single week you will have to pay 84,000 Uganda shillings. That is 84,000 Uganda shillings per week, and that will be for a period of 1.5 years. 1.5 years is 18 months. So if you're doing the weekly plan, that is 84,000 shillings every single week for 1.5 years or 18 months. The other option they give you is to do monthly payments. Now, if you're a corporate guy and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to be forking out money every single week, I'd rather do it on a monthly, then in this particular case, you can pay for a month. Yeah, you can do a monthly plan where one, you deposit the 500,000 Uganda shillings as your initial deposit, get 2 guarantors, national ID, telephone contact, etc. And after that, you start paying a sum of 336,000 Uganda shillings per month. That is 336,000 Uganda shillings per month for 1.5 years. That is also 18 months. So 336k per month for 18 months, or you can do the 84,000 Uganda shillings, also 84,000 Uganda shillings per week for 18 months. So that is how you get yourself a Spyro. Now, I believe this is flexibility and trying to get electric mobility to the masses. This is something that is really great, and it definitely gives you flexibility. Imagine right now, everybody is in a pinch because, let's just say, economically things are not really flowing that fluidly. So cash is something that is kind of not an easy resource to come by. So having the option of depositing something as little as 500,000 Uganda shillings and then paying on a weekly or paying on a monthly gives it flexibility, gives you ability to have the bike run your business, as the bike literally pays for itself. For instance, if you're doing commercial riding, you're making the money, you pay for the bike. If you're doing deliveries, you're making the money, you pay for the bike. If you're an office person and you're doing commuting from home to office, all the money that you would have saved in taxis, borders, and your car putting in fuel, you save that money and then pay for the bike. Either way, it's just a win-win situation. So there you have it about the Spiro Commando. If you're thinking of buying one, definitely check them out. I'll leave contact information in the description of this particular video. And it's just an amazing bike. I did have a ride on it and I must say, wow, it's just beautiful. One of these days I'll give you a full review on the bike, how it feels, what it looks like, all the nitty-gritty details. But for today, I just had to give you an overview of the Spyro bike. Now, do let me know in the comment section, do you like electric mobility bikes? What are your thoughts about it? And of course, would you buy one? What do you think about that? Would you really consider buying one in today's economy? Would you really think about buying an electric bike over buying a fuel-driven bike? What would be your thoughts? Let's discuss more in the comment section. But as for now, thank you so much for watching. Do remember to like, share, comment, and of course, always subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.